Well, today we're going to be going over a story that has gone viral. It's about a food influencer that has been accused of scamming a restaurant. And let's just get into it.
An influencer scammed my family-owned restaurant. Hi, my name is John. I'm the owner and son of Chef Papa Vimi's Kitchen. We had this influencer contact us through Instagram asking if we had any collaboration opportunities. Of course, we love collaborating with influencers because that's one of our main sources of marketing. As you can see here, she contacted us first. As you can see here, we replied asking how she would like to collaborate. She explained in exchange for a comp meal, she would film and record our restaurant and food and feature us on her page. After everything sounded great, I asked when she would like to come in. She said she would like to come in tonight at 8:30 p.m.
So at this point, everything seems pretty normal. She reaching out to the restaurant to collaborate with the restaurant. The restaurant seems pretty happy about the whole situation. And again, the comp meal, that all this is very normal. Even, I would say that setting up the meeting for the same day, like hours after you DM'd, that's usually not the case. But it doesn't mean that she's not legit. To me, it's a little bit like now afterwards, it's almost like that could have been a red flag. But to be fair, like you wouldn't know. Usually, the food influencers, they plan it out. They have a certain date. Oh, they sometimes usually ask the restaurant, "What would be the best day for you? I know you guys are busy and all that stuff, and we're gonna have cameras there and pictures, and we might we don't want to be in the way." Usually, how it goes. But that doesn't mean that it's not legit. It's just a little different.
After she came in, she ate about $200 worth of food and left a $6 tip. Of course, the $200 bill was comped. About a month passes by. Haven't heard anything from her. She didn't message us. We reached out asking if there was an update when the video we posted.
A $6 tip on a $200 comp check, that's a little crazy. I mean, you could be a little bit nicer to the server, just for not even for server, for your $200 meal. At least you could have gave a nice tip. I would, you don't have to, but I would be like, okay, that's a little messed up.
No response. We tried following up multiple times. She never responded. We tried commenting on her post that she was making daily. No response. We were completely ignored. As you can see here, I started getting a little bit frustrated. I tried calling her. I tried contacting her again multiple times. Multiple weeks has passed. She still hasn't responded, and I've heard nothing from her. Yet she was still posting videos. I'm making this video to spread awareness because us business owners, we do rely on influencers to spread our restaurant, to get some exposure, because we don't have a platform ourselves. We rely on bigger content creators to help us with that. And we trusted this person to come in to record a video, and I feel like she scammed us.
At this point, it does seem like she scammed them. It does, of course. She could, if she just ghosted them, it does seem like she scammed them. I'm pretty sure there's a response to this. They responded once he made this TikTok, and let's get into that response. Well, not her response, but his response of her response. So their little interaction, whatever you want to say. Let's just get into it.
And she finally posted and made a video featuring our restaurant. In the video, she stated that our restaurant was terrible, food was terrible, service was terrible, the smell of the food was horrible. She left feeling very bad, and it was a valid review. But here's the thing. She posted the video after I made the video about her not honoring her agreement with us. This was the comment that she left on our post, which she deleted.
So, yeah, you got to say, it's hard to really say that the person, if they didn't like the food, they didn't like the food. It's hard. It's really hard to say, no, the food, you liked it. You can't really. So I know the situation where he's at. And she obviously did not like his response. And I guess she was, doing the DMs right here. This is her DM. The experience was truly disappointing and speaks volumes about the standards of this restaurant based off of this post and how you handle things. And I have collaborated with hundreds of restaurants across NYC, and unfortunately, this was one of the rare times where I left feeling unwell afterward. The dishes were poorly prepared, and the overall execution did not meet even basic expectations. We appreciated the opportunity to collaborate, but the quality of the food and the service was far below what typically encountered in the restaurants. If the restaurant would like, I'm more than willing to provide a detailed, honest breakdown of each dish and service. We received an overall rate of the restaurant score of 1.2. And come on. I'm going to say something. She's not even 1.2 out of 5. She's saying 1.2 out of 10. The place basically, you're saying, is like one of the worst restaurants in all of New York City. That's basically what you're saying. 1.2. So this definitely comes from a place of anger. And I looked up their scores, like their real ratings by like actual people, not influencers. And it's not a 1.2 out of 5. It's not it's not even close. Uh let's continue what she said. My goal is always to share genuine experiences with my audience. And while I prefer to highlight great spots, I also believe in transparency with when things fall short while being mindful how reviews may impact restaurants. So I decided not to post an honest review. Again, more than happy to post my honest review on your restaurant.
Basically the same thing. She's saying the food was terrible, service was terrible, and she didn't want to post a video misleading her followers because she believes in transparency, which is crazy. This was my response, stating basically, you came to my restaurant, you ate the food, we asked you how was everything, you told us everything was great, service was great, food was great. Then you left the restaurant knowing that you weren't going to post us because you thought everything was terrible. So not only do you sound super ignorant, because if you know Vietnamese food, you know it's known for its strong aroma, fish sauce, shrimp paste, and even our food is Americanized because at home when we cook it, it's meant to be super strong. Maybe you didn't know that because everyone has a complex palate. You know, I won't blame you for it.
I wouldn't say everybody has a complex palate, but yeah, everybody has a different palate, you know, and maybe this cuisine was not for her. And that's why, like, honestly, food reviewers or food influencers, it's just, you know, what happens if the food influencer just likes to eat like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and they go to restaurants? It's just it's a whole weird segment. I get it. People want to see like a regular person, but, you know, people should know, even with friends that they have, someone might not really like something and they'll say that this is bad and maybe you like it. It's just one of those things. So I look at it, food reviews, being honest in a sense that even if you don't like it, at least you can say, well, you don't like it because of this or that, and I know the flavors is not there, this is just not for me. But to say that even the service now, so you're saying that this food influencer came to the restaurant, everybody knew she was a food influencer and they just treated her like shit, and it seems a little bit hard to believe, and they gave her the worst stuff. It just seems a little bit hard to believe, because you're going to be a little bit nicer to the food influencer because you know that they're going to leave a review. The service is usually going to be on top of the stuff, and you know the food is just going to be the food.
Vietnamese food won't be for everyone, but you can't make the excuse saying the food was terrible so I'm not going to post them. If you truly did not enjoy the food, you would have told me or the server the food wasn't good, I didn't like it, you know, I don't want to mislead my followers, I don't want to post a video featuring a restaurant, and I would have been fine with that. You could have paid the bill and left. But no, you told us everything was great, food was great, service was great, you packed everything to go, $200 worth of food for 2 people. I think you ordered about 4 cocktails, and then you left a $6 tip. So to recap, not only did you post a video after I posted a video trying to expose you, you made a negative review sounding ignorant and degrading us because you don't know Vietnamese food. So just...
I can't really get the review, I couldn't find it, but I did get little clips of it somewhere, and a lot of the complaints were like the place smelled bad. It was just like really ignorant stuff. It was pretty ignorant stuff, because a lot of the stuff that she was pointing out was like, well, did she not know that you were going to go to a Vietnamese kitchen and those aromas were going to be in the restaurant? It was going to be in the food. So how are you going to complain about that aroma that is naturally going to be there because of the spices and the ingredients that are used in that cuisine? Many cuisines have different spices, and people may be comfortable with some spices and the aromas of certain cuisines, and some people may be not. But if you, as a food influencer, that you're supposed to be influencing people in food, and you're picking out the restaurant, the restaurant did not pick you. You picked out the restaurant, and you're going in there like the stuff that they normally do is a problem, and you're making it sound like that's why they're bad. And it's me coming from a restaurant side. I get it. All the food on the menu may not be for everyone. Certain cuisines are not for everyone. That's why usually there's like niche cuisines for certain people. Like people I like, you know, may say I like Mexican, I like French and all that. You know, people have their preferences. So obviously, this was, doesn't look good in your part, and especially after response after he called you out. It seems like you coming from a very negative place. That review after he spoke was never going to be a positive one. That's really what it was. It was more like payback. Oh, you calling me out? I'm going to give you the worst review ever, basically. 1.2, come on now.
To conclude, because I do not want to address this anymore, hopefully this is the last time, unless she comes up with another nonsense of a video. I just wanted to come up here and defend myself, because I feel like if my parents didn't have someone to do this for them, they wouldn't be able to defend themselves. They would have an influencer that would just bash them and create content that would just be hateful towards them. And I don't...
Honestly, your parents probably would have never even let the food influencer in. They probably wouldn't even care about the food influencer whatsoever if they would have reached out to her. I'm not blaming you at all. You're trying to do the right thing. But it's one of those things that, there is that gamble that the person might not really like your food. I'm not saying that I think this is a little bit of a bullshit review. Just my opinion. 1.2. I mean, it just doesn't seem like you just out of 10 on top of that. If it was a 1.2 out of 5, that still would be a little crazy. But you telling me that if you have your standards, whatever you rate your food on, everything was 0 or 1, like it doesn't even make any sense. So
I like to do this because obviously I'm trying to run a business. I don't want to have beef with a influencer, but again, I feel like we're being taken advantage of, and this person doesn't deserve a platform. So I just want to end it there. I don't want to come back to this. Hopefully she learns and she becomes a better person. I do hope the best for her. Whatever is happening at home, I don't know, but thank you for the support. I did read all of your comments. You guys are amazing, and I hope I see you guys. If you ever do visit Long Island City or Flushing, I hope I do see you guys there. Thank you.
With that being said, I'm like a 1.2, and this is her review. So I had to look it up. Okay, so what's going on with the reviews, right? I looked them up, Chef Papa Vietnamese Kitchen, the reviews. And Google, out of 863 reviews, as of today, they have a 4.7, which that is very good. If you have that many reviews to still be able to maintain above a 4.5, that means you're doing something good. And usually your food is good. And over here, it's most of the reviews are in the bottom, like the highlight reviews are all 5 stars usually. The takeout is for 4.4 out of 5. And again, takeout is a little rough. Takeout is always the lowest score because you never know how long, people are not getting it straight from the restaurant. They are, but it's like the traveling and all that stuff. Sometimes it doesn't come in. A lot of the issues are with those third party like Grubhub, Uber, all those, and the restaurants ends up getting the reviews, even if Grubhub forgot something or they were late or whatever, the restaurant gets the hit for those. When they don't say, oh, how was the restaurant gets the hit for those reviews. I even looked in Yelp, which I'm really not a big fan of Yelp, because Yelp, I don't know, Yelpers are the worst sometimes. They really are. And if you're a Yelper out there that just seems like you feel like you are a professional critique person, Yelp always seems to be a little bit disingenuous in a sense. You get a lot of people in there, and that's just my opinion. I go to Google, usually Google, you have to go to the restaurant to get your Google review. Yelpers, you can be anywhere. You might just see the place somewhere and you leave a review. Yelp is never even eaten there. Usually Google, you have to go in there, like it goes with like your location and stuff. This is still not bad. A 4.4 with 412 reviews is still very good. So I mean, her giving them a 1.2 out of 10, it doesn't seem like a valid review. If everything is above a 4.5, except the Yelp, it's a 4.4, just making it. And again, a 4 and up is good, but usually 4.5, it's like you're doing something really good. That's in a really good spot, really hard spot to maintain also for a restaurant. With that being said, I looked up her page, and she's supposed to be, I guess, a food influencer. This does not look like a food influencer page. Maybe this right here that I'm circling, she ate something. But this just looks like a beauty, like, lifestyle page. She's eating a little food here, and oh, she's eating, but it's not even a review. It's just her doing like these little TikToks. It's really, yeah. I think this is a food review over here. Oh my God, one review I see out of a ton of just her life stuff. It's really this is really not, I wouldn't even call, you know what? We go all the way to the top. Let's see. And yeah, she doesn't even really call her. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. I definitely feel like the restaurant was taking advantage, and I don't feel that that was a genuine review. All the information out there in the internet about the restaurant doesn't point that they're like the worst restaurant in New York. It just doesn't point to it. I mean, and you take that she did the review after she was called out, and it seems like it was more of her trying to pay back in a sense. I think it backfired a little bit because it's a very disingenuous review. There's actually other food influencers that went to the restaurant and they left honest reviews, and they were generally pretty good. So with that being said, leave your comments below, subscribe if you made it this far, and peace.